Okay, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in 45 minutes, the last half of this class, we'll trying to understand the why there is a necessity of a global language or a common language for international communications. In this regard, is it really needed that a global language or the common lingua franca is needed for global communication? Some people will say no, because uh, translation in that case we can make we can understand a language through translation. So in case of international communications, international business, we can translate a text and we can understand the language without understanding a common language. However, another way, that is interpreters, there is another technique of understanding others language or other business criteria without understanding or without knowing or learning a language. ভাষা না শিখে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল বিজনেস এবং কমিউনিকেশন করা যায় দুইটা ওয়েতে, একটা হলো ট্রান্সলেশন আর একটা হলো ইন্টারপ্রেটার. These are the way. That means we will not be learning English language, but the interpreters and also the translation activities will help us to learn the language, to understand the language. This is the scenario. But there are limits to do what can be done in this way. The more the community is linguistically mixed, the less it can rely on individuals to ensure communication between different groups. Okay, so however, but we see that gradually a country is becoming more linguistically varied. Okay, so even in Bangladesh, a few weeks ago, we have seen a news that some Caribbean people, for the cause of the business purpose, they are doing something illegal activities over there. That means even in Bangladesh, you see the people, the presence of multilingual background. বাংলাদেশের মতো দেশেও আমরা অনেক দেশের অনেক ভাষাভাষীর মানুষের অস্তিত্ব টের পাচ্ছি। সো আপনি যখন ইংরেজি ভাষা শিখবেন, ইংরেজি ভাষার ইন্টারপ্রেটার নিয়ে যাবেন, কিন্তু যখন 10টা ভাষার এরকম মানুষের অস্তিত্ব একটা শহরে থাকবে, অথবা 100টা ভাষার মানুষের অস্তিত্ব যখন থাকবে, তখন আপনি কত ইন্টারপ্রেটার এবং কত ট্রান্সলেশন আপনি নিয়ে বেড়াবেন? So that is the point that we have to explain, that of course there should be a necessity of using one language that can help in every way to make international communications. In communities when only 2 or 3 languages are in contact, bilingualism or trilingualism is a possible solution. For most young children can acquire more than one language with an a self-conscious age. So bilingual and trilingual. Naturally, it is you can play or you can perform the role of the interpreter if you know 5 languages. Okay, this is the international scenario. 5টা ভাষা যদি আপনি জানেন, আপনি ইন্টারপ্রেটার হিসেবে কাজ করতে পারেন যে কোনো ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অর্গানাইজেশনে। ওকে, কিন্তু ভাষা তো হচ্ছে 4,500 জীবন্ত ভাষা। So what will be happening over there? Okay, so in case of bilingualism or trilingualism, দ্বিভাষা এবং ত্রিভাষা, এইরকম ক্ষেত্রে we can do a job with the help of translation or with the help of interpreter. But in countries where there are many languages in contact, as in much of Africa, Southeast Asia, such a natural solution doesn't readily apply. So interpreter and translation can help us in such a linguistic country, or in such a country where there will be a presence of more than 20 language or the 20 linguistics background or ethnic people. Okay. The problem has traditionally been solved by finding a language to act as a lingua franca or common language. So in that case, when we will see that in a country there are the people of more than 50 linguistics background, Then there is a necessity of making one single language that is called common language, and the French term or Latin term in lingua franca, that means the common language for communications. And that way can cope the situation very well, where we see the presence of people from more than 50, 60, or 100 countries. Sometimes when communities begin to trade with each other, they communicate by adopting a simplified language known as pidgin. We have discussed in our first class that pidgin is the a short form, not full sentence, to easy way of to make communication easily, which combines elements of their different languages. Many such pidgin languages survive today in territories which formerly belonged to European colonial nations and act as a lingua franca. For example, West African Pidgin English is used extensively between several ethnic groups along the West African coast. So, West African Pidgin still such kind of Pidgin language is used all over, uh, all over the world. Sometimes an indigenous language emerges as a lingua franca, usually the language of the most powerful ethnic group in the area, as in the case of Mandarin Chinese. So, Mandarin Chinese language becomes a powerful pidgin in some areas. The other groups then learn their language with varying success and then become to some degree bilingual. But most often, a language is accepted from outside the community, such as English, French, because of the political, economic, and religious influence of the foreign power. So the language is accepted. So Pidgin might be accepted, but as we have discussed earlier portion, for the cause of the political, economic, then the religious influences, a language is accepted by the by other people. The geographical extent to which the lingua franca can be used is entirely governed by political factors. Many lingua franca extend over quite small domains between a few ethnic groups in a part of a single country, or linking the trading populations of just a few countries, as in the West African case. By contrast, Latin was a lingua franca throughout the whole Roman Europe, at least at the level of the government. Very few ordinary people in the subjugated domains would have spoken much. But in the domain in modern times, Swahili, Arabic, Spanish, French, English, Hindi, Portuguese, and several other languages have developed a major international role as a lingua franca. Okay. So, once upon a time, Latin and Greek became the pidgin language, but at present, such kind of language, that is Spanish, French, Hindi, Swahili, Portuguese, they play as the pidgin language for communications. So, apart from the interpretation and translation studies, we feel the presence or the necessity of one language of making international communication. And apart from this, there is another way of making international communication, that is the pidgin language. So at present, many pidgin languages is used all over the world. The prospect that a lingua franca might be needed for the whole world is something which has emerged strongly only in the 20th century, since in the 1950 decades in particular. Actually, such scenario went up to the ending portion of 19th century. Towards the beginning of the 20th century, a global language, the necessity of the global language become must. Of course, we need our language. Why? What is the reason? The chief reason of that towards the beginning of the 20th century, many international organizations were started to work. First thing, that is the United Nations, dated from 1945. But United Nations started its journey in 1921, and that was the League of Nations. Okay, so since then, many international bodies came into being, such as the World Bank, 1945. But United Nations started its journey in 19 21 as 20 as the League of Nations, and next time in 1945 it became the United Nations. Next time in 1945 the World Bank, UNESCO, 1946 UNESCO and UNICEF, the World Health Organization 1948 World Health Organization, এই 2 বছরে সবচেয়ে বেশি আহ, এই নামটি উচ্চারিত হয়েছে, হু, হ্যাঁ, ওয়ার্ল্ড হেলথ অর্গানাইজেশন ফর দ্য কজ অফ COVID pandemic. Okay, so these are the organization that was started its journey in the first half of 20th century, and the International Atomic Energy Agency in 1957. So up to the end of the 19th century, there was the situation that pidgin language interpreter translation studies has been doing to fulfill the demands of international communication. But when such kind of international organization started to came into being, then the necessity of one language became a must, or the common language became crucial towards in this scenario. Never before have so many countries, around 190 in case of the United bodies. So United 95 at present we see the United Nations member 190. It has become 2004 204 now, has been represented in single meeting place. So in a single meeting place of United Nations, you see representative of 204 countries. 204টি দেশের প্রতিনিধিদের সমন্বয়ে যে কোনো জায়গায় এখন মিটিং হয় ইউনাইটেড নেশনসের যখন জেনারেল মিটিং হয়। ওকে, সো এতগুলো দেশের এতগুলো ভাষার অস্তিত্ব সেখানে দরকার, এবং এই জায়গাতেই প্রয়োজন পড়ছে হচ্ছে দেয়ার শুড বি আ কমন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, দেয়ার শুড বি আ, and the same scenario will be happening for the other international organization that we have discussed, that is International Atomic Energy Agency, UNESCO, UNICEF, and World Health Organization. Sorry. Sorry, actually some technological problem. So this is the scenario. And at a more restricted level, multinational, regional, or political groupings have come into being, such as the Commonwealth and the European Union. And next time, apart from this international body, such as the political wing came forward, that is the Commonwealth countries and also the European Union. The pressure to adopt a single lingua franca to facilitate communication in such a context is considerable, and the alternative being expensive and impractical multi-way translation facilities. Okay, so in case of the UN general meetings, what will be done? That means a thing should be translated in 204 language. একটা ভাষা, একটা প্রসিডিং, জাতিসংঘের প্রসিডিং, তাহলে আপনাকে 204টে ভাষায় ট্রান্সলেশন করতে হবে। So it is totally impractical and it is not feasible. So that is the situation in case that uh, we should uh, we should we should have a global language, a common language for global communications. Usually, a small number of languages have been designated official languages for an organization's activities. For example, the United Nations was established five official languages, that is English, French, Spanish, Russian, and Chinese. These are the four official languages of United Nations. There is now a widespread view that it makes sense to try to reduce the number of languages involved in world bodies, if only to cut down onto the vast amount of interpretation, translation, and clerical work required. যদি জাতিসংঘের ভাষা পাঁচটা না হয়ে দুইটা হতো অফিসিয়াল ভাষা, তাহলে কি হতো? এই যে চারটা ভাষায় বা পাঁচটা ভাষায় ট্রান্সলেশন করা লাগতো না, এবং ক্লারিক্যাল যে ওয়ার্কগুলো সেগুলোর সে এক্সপেন্ডিচার এবং সবগুলো বেঁচে যেত। এবং যদি পাঁচটা ভাষার জায়গায় যদি এখানে একটা ভাষায় আনায়ন করা যেত, তাহলে জাতিসংঘের বাজেটের প্রায় অর্ধেক বাজেটই হচ্ছে সাশ্রয় হতো, এবং অর্ধেক বাজেটই আসলে ব্যবহৃত হয় এই বিভিন্ন ধরনের অফিসিয়াল পাঁচটি ভাষাকে ব্যবহার করার জন্য। But trimming a translation budget is never easy, as obviously no country likes the thought of its language being given a reduced international standing. কোনো দেশই চাইবে না। চায়না কি চাইবে যে তার ভাষাটাকে বাদ দেওয়া হোক জাতিসংঘের অফিসিয়াল ভাষা থেকে? রাশিয়ানরাও চাইবে না, ইংরেজিও কেউ চাইবে না। সো এটা খুব কঠিন যে আসলে এটা মানে প্রস্তাবটা পাশ করা। Language choice is always one of the most sensitive issues facing a planning committee. So the common situation is one where a committee does not have to be involved, where all the participants at an international meeting automatically use a single language as a utilitarian measure, a working language, because it is one which they have all come to learn for separate reasons. The situation seems to be slowly becoming a reality in meeting around the world as general competence in English grows. So the situation, কেউই তার ভাষাকে বাদ দিতে চাইবে না, but if the situation arises that the every students, the every sorry every person will uh, uh, if every person knows one language, then the situation can be solved and the problem can be solved. যদি সবাই একটা ভাষা জানে, কমন ভাষা ইংরেজি ভাষা জানে, তাহলে এটা সম্ভব যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল প্রসিডিংগুলো একটা ভাষায় আনয়ন করা যায়, আনয়ন করার জন্য। So, the need for a global language is particularly appreciated by the international academics, the business communities, and it is here that the adoption of a single lingua franca is most in evidence, both in lecture rooms, boardrooms, as well as in the thousands of individual contacts being made daily all over the globe. Okay, so apart from the international body, in case of academics and business, লেখাপড়া এবং বিজনেসের ক্ষেত্রে আসলে এই একটা ভাষার প্রয়োজন অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। And for this reason, there is a necessity of having one single language that can help you to understand academic articles all over the world. And at present, that is the scenario that you see that the world journal maximum, in case of 80% journal are written in English language. Okay, and the scenario is like that. So a conversation about the internet between academic physicists in Sweden, Italy, and the India is at present practicable only if a common language is available. So, a Sweden academic discussion or a meeting can be done within the country, Sweden, Italy, and India. That can only be done with the help of a single language or a single global language or a single way language for communication among the world community. A situation where a Japanese company's director arranges to meet German and Saudi Arabian contracts in a Singapore hotel to plan a multinational deal would not be impossible if each plans into a three-way translation support system. But it would be far more complicated than the alternative. So, which is each to make use of the same language. So, in such a scenario, so one global language is very important. That one global language will make the situation very easy, very feasible, very less complicated. So, as this example suggests, that the growth in international contact has been largely in the result of two separate diplomats. Sorry, the physicist would not be talking so conveniently to each other at all without the technology of modern communication, and the business contacts would be unable to meet so easily in Singapore without the technology of air transportation. So the availability of both these facilities in the 20th century, more than anything else, provided the circumstances needed for a global language to grow. So this situation. So the alternative situation is very much complicated. Alternative situation, that means the translator or the interpreter. That would be very much uh, complicated. But in that case, one language, one global language, and if a language is learned by the world community for a common interest, then this situation can be eradicated very, very easily. People have, in short, become more mobile, both physically and electronically. Physically, okay, nowadays, international organization or the people who works in the international bodies, they make their journeys towards the other countries frequently, and also electronically movement, that means you can make email to a Chinese people, you can make email to American people, you can make email to Spanish people. So people nowadays has become very much mobile for several reasons: education, business, politics, international organization, international tourism, many things. So annual airline stats show that the steadily increasing numbers are finding the motivation as well as the means to transport themselves physically around the globe, and sales of faxes, modems, personal computers show an average greater increase in those prepared to send their idea in words and image electronically. So people have become mobile. That is proved by the such kind of presence, fax, modem, internet, and other way of communications. It is now possible using electric mail to copy a message to hundreds of locations all over the world virtually simultaneously. Okay, so as it has become a reality that nowadays you are writing an email, okay, and you are sending it 100 receiver recipient from 100 countries, 100 linguistics background, but it is not possible to make it translated in 100 languages. So it has become a reality that you can send email at a time using your laptop computer or a desktop computer within a very short time, and that can also be possible for the global language, a single lingua franca or a common language for global communication. And that is why so people talk these days of the global village, and this trend would be taking place presumably if only a handful of countries were talking to each other. What has been so impressive about the developments which have been taken place since the 1950 decades is that they have affected to a greater and the lesser extent every country in the world, and that so many countries have come to be involved. There is no nation now which doesn't have some level of accessibility using telephone, radio, television. Sorry.
এম কিবোর্ডে স্যার চাপ পড়ছে, এম কিবোর্ডে চাপ পড়ছে,
এম কি?
এখানে অনেকগুলো এম হয়ে গেছে, এম কিবোর্ডে স্যার চাপ পড়েছে।
সেটাই।
ইয়েস স্যার,
Actually,
কন্ট্রোল জেডে দিলে স্যার অটো চলে যাবে, কন্ট্রোল জেডে দিলে অল চলে যাবে।
control,
জেড
but problem in other place actually.
কিবোর্ডে হয়তো সমস্যা, তাহলে ব্যাক স্পেস দিলে হবে স্যার, ব্যাক স্পেস
কিবোর্ডে
দিলে হবে
প্রবলেম
স্যার।
আছে
হ্যাঁ কিবোর্ডে প্রবলেম আছে, ব্যাক স্পেস দিলে হবে স্যার।
ব্যাক স্পেস এই দিচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ ব্যাক স্পেস দিলে হবে,
সরি
ব্যাক দিলে হবে, বা কামের এম এর পিছনে ডিলিট দিলে সবগুলো চলে যাবে। হ্যাঁ কামের সিও এম এম এর পরে ডিলিট বাটন টিপলে সব ঠিক হয়ে
এবার
যাবে
মনে হয়
স্যার।
কিছুটা
আন্ডু স্যার, আন্ডু দিলেও আগের পজিশনে যাবে আন্ডু।
না জেড এই তো হয়ে গেছে স্যার, হয়ে গেছে স্যার।
ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ।
এরপরেরটা স্যার আবার রেডিওর পরে স্যার আবার এম।
ওকে ওকে আই উইল বি ব্যাক। আমাদের সময় একটু কম, আমি এটা পরে করব নি। ওকে সো দিস ইজ দ্য সিনারিও।
জি স্যার, জি স্যার।
This is the scenario that there is a necessity of using a single language, and for the air transport facilities, fax, electronics, mail, internet, and such as. That means the people nowadays has become very much mobile. They are shifting from one place to another. That is the virtual shifting and also the physical shifting. And in every way, there is a necessity of using one language for communication, and that is the necessity of making that is the necessity of global language. And in that case and the scenario that in 1945 the United Nations began live with 51 members state. যখন 1945 সালে জাতিসংঘ যাত্রা শুরু করে তখন এর সদস্য সংখ্যা 51, but in 1956 that had risen in 80 members. And by the independence movement which began at the time led to a massive increase in the number of new nations during the next decade, and this process continued steadily into the 1990 decades following the collapse of the USSR. There were 190 member states in 2002, nearly 4 times as many as they were 50 years ago. So the United Nations started its journey in 1945 with 51 members, but in 2002 it became 190, and in 2020 it has become 2008 or 9 or 4 or 5 exact number. So the number of the number of countries are increasing in international bodies, and so the number is increasing, and there will be a necessity of using one language, one common language for communication in order to curtail the hassle of making translation and interpretation. And there are no precedent in human history for what happens to language. In such circumstances of rapid change, that means the international bodies, the international tourism, and in every sphere, uh, what will be happening next, we don't know. So there has never been a time when so many nations were needing to talk to each other so much. So at present, in the 21st century, we see that the people are very much intended to talk to each other, not for the purpose of others, but for the purpose of their own interest. Either it may be business, either it may be politics, either it may be other. Okay, so the colonial enterprise has been ended, but the indirect control that can be called the new colonialism that has spread it all over the world. So at present, the people, for a reason, for a multifarious reason, want to talk to other people. So in that regard, one language might be a solution for making global communication easy and easily. So, and there has never been such a strain placed on the conventional resources of translation and interpreting. So the desire of the world communities cannot be fulfilled by interpretation and translation. So never has the need for more widespread bilingualism been greater to ease the burden placed on the professional few, and never has there being a more urgent need for a global language. So a global language is a must to fulfill the demands of the world population we see at present, because people are have become very much mobile physically and electronically for various reasons. To fulfill the demand of a world majority population, one is very important, that is a common language is needed, that is a global language. And in alternative way, and the other alternative way will be complicated. So uh, that is the end of the second half. So